my lovelies. How's everyone out there doing today? My name is Jenny and welcome to my channel. So I wanted to do a quick video, a little bit about my health updates. I talked about in a previous video how I did my Raw Beauty Christy video and I wanted to redo the actual editing of it because I had like a whole 10-minute section on there about my health, and I wanted to kind of take that out and just do a separate video on that. Well, my computer died. My hard drive was corrupt and I had to get a new hard drive and have my computer rebuilt. It's cheaper than buying a new video, a new camera, a new computer. And my computer is actually on its way home. It might already be here. It might already came home. So I had to get a new computer, and that edit is, you know what I'm saying. It's saved to my Dropbox, so I might be able to restore it and redo it. But I wanted to kind of get on here really quick because I've been filming videos. I'm like on this long video streak of trying to get some videos done because I haven't been able to sit here. And that's one of the health reasons. I have not been able to sit here. And I'll talk about that. But I wanted to kind of get on here and update you guys as far as my health goes. And talk about some things. And I hope I'm not getting too much glare on my glasses. I guess I could take it off and talk to you because I don't need my glasses on to talk to you. And kind of update you and talk about my health a little bit. So you guys that are new, you're gonna get a little talk about some health. If you don't want to hear about my health, then you can go ahead and skip out this video and maybe find one of my other videos that might interest you because I talk about my health on here. But you know, I do makeup and unboxings and things too, so maybe you can go check out one of those videos. So we're going to kind of do a little backstory. If you've been here before, then you know I'm a breast cancer survivor, but I also have a lot of mental health issues, and I've talked about that with you guys as well. But also the health that I'm talking about is as far as recent. I've talked about my migraines a lot with you guys. I've talked about some seizure activities and things like that that I've had. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, as well as my back issues. Because that's some things that I've been dealing with lately and some things that I've been going to the doctor about and things like that. So that's kind of what I want to talk to you about. Okay, so the last time we talked in one of my videos, I told you that I had to go to the doctor about some seizures and stuff that I was having and some lab work that I had done. The last lab work I had done, my white cell count was at 2.2, which is dangerously low, especially with the pandemic that we're facing. I'm not allowed to leave my house. Like, she put me pretty much on house arrest. So the first thing that I had done is I went and had an EEG done, which is where they hooked like different electrodes to your head. If you're not familiar with this, and most of you do know, but a lot of people don't know. They hooked these electrodes to your head. I had to lay in a bed, and she came in and like hooked everything up and told me that, which is like, it was nasty. Like, I had to go in without my hair done, and then she hooked these things in my head. She scrubbed my head with this harsh, nasty stuff, and then put like this gluey stuff in my head, and then hooked all these things to my head. And then she came in and talked to me and like had this, like the light was like the room was full of light, kind of like sitting here like this. And then she went out into another room like behind me, closed the door, left the lights on, and then talked to me and had me open my eyes really bright, had me blink my eyes so many times. And then she came back in, and then she had this like light, like she put this light bar like right here with my eyes closed, had this light bar, and it flashed like so many times, and then it went off and then on and off and then on, and then flashed different colors and all this stuff with my eyes closed. And it like I could see it flash in different color lights and all this other stuff. And then she came in and turned the lights completely off, and I had to lay there for so long. And then she came in and turned the lights on. Anyway, this test took like an hour. And then she came in and turned the lights back on, and then she took them off, and then I had all this gunk in my hair, and I went about my merry way. So then I had to wait like a couple weeks, and then I went in and talked to my doctor. And in the meantime, I had already been put on medication for my migraines. It was Aimovig, which is a monthly injection that I do here at home, and also a Nurtec, which is a pill up underneath my tongue when I feel migraine coming on. Those have been lifesavers to me. Saying that, these lights right here usually trigger migraines, so I have to be really careful. This is the 4th video I filmed today, so I will more than likely end up with a migraine, which thank God for the Nurtec, the little pill underneath my tongue. That helps me. Those two together have been a lifesaver for me, guys. If you have not been here before, I was getting 15 to 20 migraine days every single month. Some of them so debilitating that I would barely be able to get out of bed because I would be so sick with these things. The last few that I was getting before I went to the neurologist, I was getting like numbness in my mouth, numbness in my arms. I was getting, to be completely honest with you, TMI here, I was getting diarrhea, and I was getting like very nauseous from them. They were getting really, really, really bad. I've had migraines since I can remember at 12 years old. I don't know if I had them before that. I just know that I remember getting them at 12. And I'm 52, so that's how long it finally took them to get me to a neurologist. I mean, it's been forever. I went to one time, or I made an appointment, and they told me they didn't take my insurance. And I had just gotten married the first time. I've been married 3 times, and we couldn't afford it, so I didn't get to go. I have been on so many medications over the years, and this is the first thing that has ever helped me. And it's like I almost want to cry because it's helped me. Oh my gosh, it's helped me so much, guys. It really, really has. And they told me that it takes like a good 4 months before it actually really kicks in to give you the full benefits of the drug. And it's just been amazing to me, the way that it's worked. And Roxy, get out of the trash. Roxy. The dog's like getting trash. But it's just been amazing how it's really helped me. So when I went back to her, she told me that she was amazed at how quickly it's taken effect and helped me that way. So she was very happy with that. So she's continuing with those 2 therapies, and definitely going to continue with those. And then she told me that the EEG, the fact that during the quick time of that EEG was that with temporal lobe epilepsy, my MRI shows activity in my right temporal lobe. So it's definitely there. And the fact that I actually had a seizure on camera. If you go back and look at my June of last year, June 2020, if you look at that video of my Ipsy unboxing and look at me unboxing my Pure Release cleanser, I think that's what it was, you'll see my head jerk. You'll see this. She said that was definitely a seizure, 100%, no doubt. And if you ever see me do that on camera, please write in the comments, because I need to let her know these things are happening to me. And also, she's like the nurse practitioner of my doctor, and he wants anything like that to ever, like if you ever see me jerk my head at, even if it's just a 1/10 of a second, we need to let him know that. So she saw that and she said that was definitely a seizure. So the EEG, okay, so she told me that the EEG is really hard to pick up temporal lobe epilepsy. She said unless you're having a seizure, which with my seizures are, I smell things that aren't there. I smell burning rubber. I smell cigarette smoke, and cigarette smoke's the worst thing for me. Number one, it triggers migraines. Anytime I'm anywhere around cigarette smoke, it triggers migraines. If I get packages in that people have smoked, it triggers migraines. So I cannot stand the smell of cigarette smoke at all. I just can't be around it at all. But I smell it when it's not there. Like I can be sitting on the couch and I'll smell it, and that's a seizure, they told me. So I have to like keep track of when I have them. Sometimes they'll last 10 minutes, sometimes they'll last an hour, sometimes I'll have them like all day, on and off, on and off, on and off, and then I won't have them for weeks at a time. So they told me that that EEG didn't show any. So she told me that it could be because I already take seizure medication, which I take for my bipolar disorder, but it's also a seizure medication. She told me it could be because I'm already on a drug for that, and it could be that it stopped it enough, or it could be that I just wasn't having any at the time. And she told me that with the type of EEG I had done, it could be that it just wasn't picking them up. She said you could have an EEG today, they won't show any, and then 20 minutes later, it can show one. That's the bad thing about EEG, she told me. So I have to actually, I saw that I ended up seeing, I did an online, you know, a video conference with the actual doctor, and he told me that he wants to do a 72-hour EEG. So I go March 4th, because I had to wait for the insurance approval. I go March 4th for a 2-hour EEG, but they do the same thing. They hook me up. I have to go through all these things. Don't know how that's going to go yet. And I have to be hooked up. And then I have to wear the thing home. Yeah, I might do a video. That might be funny. Editing Jenny here. I want to put this clip in. If you guys heard me in the video, you heard me say that I was getting a 72-hour EEG. This is it. All these wires are attached to different electrodes in my brain, or on my head I should say, measuring all the different activities that my brain may be going through, looking for those seizures. And they are attached to this beautiful bag, which has a little button right here. And every time I have an incident, I push that button, and then I have a piece of paper, and on that piece of paper I have to write down like what the incident was, whether it was dizziness, forgetting things, smelling the cigarette smoke that I smell, whatever, you know, whatever that incident might be, I have to write it down on that piece of paper. So far I've only had one, and I don't know if I've had them when I'm sleeping or just not know them, but I had a feeling that would happen. I told them that these incidences that I do get, I don't get them on a regular basis. Sometimes it'll be weeks before I get one, and then I'll have them like constantly for like 2 or 3 days. So that's what worries me, is that I might not have any at all, and then I'm back to square one, not knowing what the hell's going on. So we'll see what this determines, but all these electrodes are attached. The wires are attached to these electrodes, and then I have them all over my head.
and then they're attached with this gauze, and they didn't tell me that this gauze was going to be on me. So there's makeup like trapped because they didn't tell me. I had no idea. So I didn't know not to wear makeup. If they would have told me, I wouldn't have worn it. She did scrub these areas where there's electrodes, but none of this. So we shall see what that looks like in 3 days. This is actually day 2. Or no, yeah, I don't know. I still have another day to go. So, yeah, I still have another full day to go. And I have a heart monitor right here. And if you look, you see this rash that's starting right here? I'm allergic to adhesives, all adhesive, wound dressing and adhesives in general. And I forgot to tell them. And when I filled my paperwork out, I forgot to write it. Because, like, they know at my oncologist office, they know at my office, my PCP office, they know there. But I forgot to write it down because, you know, I wrote down, like, my allergy to morphine, to Vicodin, all that good stuff, Percocet. I wrote that down, but I totally forgot about the adhesive dressing. Didn't even think about it. They found out when I had my port put in right there, and they put like the dressing over top of it, and I had a really bad reaction, like really, really, really bad. And that's what I found out. Never knew to that point. So they start using like paper dressings after that. Like when I did my port chemo and all that, they would put paper, like a paper adhesive over top of it. So I never thought about it, and I didn't know that I was having this done, or it would have, like, I would have remembered, and I would have been like, oh, hey, I'm allergic to adhesives, you know, you can't use that on me, use something different or whatever. But I never thought about it, and it's itching like crazy, like crazy. And this rubbing against it, you know, it doesn't help at all. And I have to wear it, you know, I have to wear it to sleep and all the time. And I, you know, kind of wearing the same pajamas and stuff walking around the house. So it's like, okay, what's going to happen when I take this off? They had to make a special cream for me when it happened last time, and I don't know whether they can make that again. I do have a steroid cream that I use for my neuropathy, so I might just use that and see what happens. But anyway, I go back to the doctor on the 25th. I thought it was the 24th when I did my Instagram video, but it's the 25th. And I'll get the results then, and I'll update you guys. But anyway, I just wanted to put this clip in here to show you my gorgeousness with my new EEG hairdo. Anyway, guys, I love you, and on with the rest of the video. Okay, guys, so I just took off my 72-hour EEG, and this is the gunk that's left in my hair. And look at those gray roots. Ooh, baby. But anyway, this is the gunk that is left in my hair. It's gooey, it's crunchy, and it hurts. It's really bad. And I have a rash because I forgot to tell them I'm allergic to adhesive. And look at that one. That one's really bad. But anyway, yeah, I got to get all that stuff out of my hair. Overall, it was kind of like I expected. I didn't have the episodes, which I had a feeling that was going to happen. Probably if I'd have done a lot of filming and been on my computer a lot, because it seems like the lights seem to have a lot to do with when I have episodes. Other than that, I really don't know what brings them on, but I didn't do that. So maybe that's why I didn't have the episodes, but I'm hoping that I had episodes I didn't know about so they can get me on the correct medication. But this is my little update after all this is done. And like I said, I have my appointment on the 24th. I keep thinking it's 24th or 25th, but I went back and checked and it is the 24th. So we shall see what they say, and I will update then. Have a good one.
I forgot to hit record. I'm talking to myself. Okay, so this is what happened after I took off my EEG headgear. So first off, let me show you my roots. Okay, so you see this purple hair, right? And I just curled it and I haven't combed it out because I'm getting ready to film another video. Anyway, so they had to scrub my scalp. Even though I literally washed my hair before I went in there, they still have to scrub your scalp with this like exfoliator to be able to place the electrodes in. So when they did that, they scrubbed down to my roots, which this is my natural hair color, as you can tell right there. And like right in there. And then I had to scrub to get the gunk out after it was on there for 3 days. And then I'm going to bring you in and show you what happened like right around here where the electrodes were attached. And then I'm going to tell you a little bit about this allergy I have, which I showed in the video in between. But I have an allergy to adhesives, and I forgot to tell them when I filled my paperwork out and it asked for allergies. I forget because it's been a while since I've had adhesives on. I had adhesives on when I had chemo, and I forgot. So I put in, you know, like I said in my last clip, right before this one about how I was allergic to, you know, like the Vicodin and morphine and all that stuff. But I forgot about that. So I'm going to show you now what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to bring you in and we're going to look. So this is what it looked like underneath. So you can see what it did. This is where one electrode really dug in. But do you see this rash? This is where the actual the gauze was attached all through here. And then I have sores, which you're not going to be able to see. Like they're like in here from where the electrodes were attached. I got these little sores. I got one here. I got one over here. But this is the major one. That. I do have a steroid cream that I use for my neuropathy. I have neuropathy with pruritus that I put on sometimes on my chest when my gabapentin doesn't work. So I'm putting that on there, but it's still like, I want to scratch it so bad. But I know if I do, it'll just spread really bad. I did tell them on my paperwork when I sent the machine back that I do have an adhesive allergy and to write it in my paperwork. When I go to the doctor, which actually is the 24th, I said 25th, but it actually, I checked my calendar and I wrote it on the wrong month, but it is the 24th. So we'll update you guys on when that happens. I'll just like update you in like one of my other videos because I'm not going to do a whole video just on that update. But anyway, guys, on to the rest of the video. So I have to wear this home, and she told me to be like the thing on my head, like a turban to wrap around, and then all the cords will come into this one little box that I have to wear on me. The box will like check my breathing and heart rate to make sure nothing weird happens as I have this on. I can't even like get into the bathtub, which means I can't have my bath bombs soaked that I love to do so much with my Jumpy Jelly Bean bath bombs. But I can't do that. So I can't do that. I have to take like sponge baths. I can't, like, my hair can't get, well, nothing can get wet because it's machine, right? And I don't want to like electrocute myself or anything. That wouldn't be fun. And then every time I have a seizure, I have to write it down, like what happened, like smelt smoke, smelt rubber, forgot where I was going, because I'll forget stuff. Like I'll be like sitting here and lose track of time. Like I'll think it's 1:30, I'll look and it's 4 o'clock. I'll be in the bathtub, I think it's 20 minutes, it'll be 2 hours later. You know, things like that. I'll like walk downstairs, I'll forget why I'm there. You know, just little things like that. Forget why I'm driving. That's another thing. They took my driving away permanently. Well, not permanently, put it this way. My neurologist, the NA said it wasn't a good idea if I drive. My PCP said it's not a good idea if I drive. They told me to be determined upon what he said when I saw him. He told me I am not allowed to drive. Period. Like, not allowed to drive. So it's been put on my record. So like if I was to go get my driver's license, they would actually pull it and it would say, no, I'm not allowed to get a driver's license. So as of right now, it's strictly on my record that I cannot drive. So that really sucks when you're actually told, yeah, you probably shouldn't be driving. But then when you're told you're not allowed to drive, it's like a totally different thing. You know, it's like a different mindset. Kind of like I have social anxiety disorder. I don't like leaving my house. But then when they told me, well, you know, your white cells are too low. You're not really, shouldn't be going anywhere with everything going on. So you really need to stay home. That kind of was like, you know, it's like a different story when you don't want to do something, but then you're told you can't. You know, it's like a kid that can have candy on Monday, but then on Tuesday, you know, you can have it. Then on Wednesday, you all know you can't have it. It's Wednesday. It's, you know what I mean? It's just really different. So, so he told me definitely no driving at all. And then we're doing this 72-hour test. I have to come home and I wear it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then she told me she'll give me instructions on how to take it out Sunday, and then I wash my hair, thank God, on Sunday, and then somebody else drops it off to them on Monday, and then I have to wait for the results to come back. And then they tell me whether, because they've already increased my medication. They've increased it from 100 milligrams to 150, and I'm still having them. But I only have them, you know, like once every 2 weeks. But then I'll have like, more than likely, because these lights sometimes will bring them on, I might have one tonight, who knows? But I'll have them on and off. And I told him, I said, what happens if I don't have them at all during this 72-hour period? And he says that sometimes I'll have them when I'm sleeping, but I won't know, so the machine will pick it up. So he says, even if I don't have any, the likelihood of me having them without even me knowing them over a 72-hour period is pretty good. So, you know, just to keep taking my medication. And I said, well, should I maybe not take it to see if, you know, if I have them? And he said, no, because I'm still having them on the increased medication, so more than likely I'll still have them. And I said, okay. So he said, they're not changing the medicine I'm already on because I do use that for my mood disorder. So, you know, I'm still going to be taking that, but they may have to add another medication. And he said that maybe one day again, I might be able to drive, and they're hoping to be able to get this medication in me to stop having my seizures, because right now when I drive somewhere, I forget where I'm going. I can go someplace 15 times, and on the 16th time, I have no idea where I am. I might be going somewhere and I'll like zonk out to where I'm just like, going down the road, like literally, that just happens to me. It doesn't happen all the time, like I said, the 16th time it might, and the 15 times before it didn't happen. So he said we can't take that chance. Like, I've literally passed exits, and I don't remember passing those exits. And how I've gotten home a few times, I have no idea. I veered off the road and got back on, don't remember doing them. So that's not good. That's not good at all. So that's why I can't drive. So right now my son takes me everywhere, and I feel so bad for him. Like, what am I going to do when he moves out? You know what I mean? You know, not like I can call an Uber, because, you know, can't afford them all the time. But I don't go anywhere, so it really doesn't matter. Let's go to the doctor. So, getting back to my doctors, he had me walk across the room, like watching my video thing here. You know, you have to touch your fingers and touch your nose, all that stuff. Had me walk across the room, and I was already in pain because of my back. Yeah, because of my back. If you've been here before, you hear me talk about my back, right? I have spinal degeneration in my disc, and I have a bulging disc, and I have nerve root damage, that kind of thing, right? Well, my back was already out for over a week, and I got up to walk, and I'm sitting in this chair here, and I pushed my chair back, and I got up to walk, and he's like, "You're in pain, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Okay, we're going to get you some steroids, and if this doesn't work, we're going to bring you in for a nerve mapping test, and then we're going to see what we're going to be able to do. We might have to do a full MRI on your body, on your spine, to find out what else is going on besides what's on your CT scan." I'm like, okay. So steroids did not touch the pain. In fact, 2 days after I got off the video conference with him, I was walking, and then I went to the floor and was crawling. I couldn't walk. I was completely crawling. Literally couldn't walk. And then for the next few days, I was in so much pain that I was screaming, like literally screaming out in pain. And my husband said I was pathetic, that I should have already went to the chiropractor, and it was my own fault. He didn't mean it the way it sounds, but he said that I already should have went to the chiropractor, because the chiropractor probably could have put it more in alignment, because it was probably pinching nerves and blah, blah, blah. So that was Friday, that I was already crawling by Friday and Saturday. By Sunday, he's like, "You need to call the doctor. This is getting ridiculous." So I was like, I really don't want to, because I didn't want to go into an office that I didn't know if they were practicing the right things for me to be around. It's a small office, and I really didn't even know if he was even in business, because he was semi-retired when I was going before. So after the weekend, I was like, oh my God. I was like in so much pain. I'm like, okay, I'll call. So I went Monday, and he looked at my CT scan, and then he looked at my back, and he goes, "I already see what's going on here." He says, "Your degeneration is right along your spine into your nerves, really bad." He said, "Your tendons are tight because you're in so much pain that you're drawing up," number one. He said, "Number two, your degeneration is right along your nerve path, right along your spine." He said, "Some people get degeneration. They never know they have it because it's not along their nerve path." He said, "You have so much damage to your nerves and your root of your nerves that every time you get back pain, it's painful. Every time your spine goes out of alignment, it presses on your nerves." So yeah, I should have went sooner, because I've gone twice now, and my back still hurts like hell. Like, I don't know if you can see, I've got my hands behind my back because it's hurting so bad. The first day I went, it really didn't do much good. Like, I'm still hurting. When I came home like an hour later, he actually had to adjust me twice while I was in there, because he adjusted the lower part of my back and then hooked me to TENS machines. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's like electrodes. They put this electric patch on your back kind of thing, and it sends like electric shock through parts of your body. And after I was done, it started hurting again. So he took me back to the table, and he says, "It's already slipped back out again." So he readjusted me, and then went ahead and just adjusted the whole back at that point, because like it all slipped out, because he only did like the lower part, but then the whole back slipped out. So he readjusted the bottom part and did the rest of my back, and then hooked me back up again, and then sent me home. And about an hour after I got home, I iced it and everything the way I was supposed to, and it went back out again. I was like, oh my God. So I went back in again yesterday, and he told me that the damage is just done. It's like really bad. So I have to go back again on Monday. This is Thursday. I'll have to go back again on Monday, unless the snow that we're having right now, you know, closes them or something like that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But he said the degeneration is pretty bad. I'm like stage 2 out of 3 or something like that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping I don't need surgery. The neurologist, when I go to them, I have to let them know to see whether they're going to do a scan, to see whether the degeneration is worse than what it was when I had my first scan done. My first one was a CT scan, but he said something about maybe doing an MRI, but we'll see. We'll see what happens, but just pray for me for my back. Getting back to my blood work. Okay, so I had my blood work done. My cholesterol is still really high. but it has come down some, so they're not changing the medication yet. They're going to give it another 6 months to see whether it comes down any more before they adjust my medication. So even though it's still really high, they are keeping with the medication. Now, as far as the MRI spots on my brain, not only is the temporal lobe showing some spots, I do have other white matter spots in my brain, and the neurologist told me that that could be coming from the high cholesterol, so they have me taking 1 baby aspirin a day. He did tell me that it is a possibility that with taking 1 baby aspirin a day, it will help my white cell count. So we're going to see. My white cell count did come up a little bit, but it's still way below where it needs to be. I'm nowhere near that 4.0 where it needs to be. So he told me that we're going to see whether or not me taking that 1 baby aspirin is going to help with that plaque level in my brain and also help with my white cells. Why no one ever told me this for the past 4 years is beyond me. But he told me that might help my white cell count. So if it helps my white cell count, maybe I might be able to go out to eat in a restaurant in the next future of my life somewhere. We'll see. As far as everything else goes, all my other numbers except my lymphocytes are still really low, which is part of your white cells. My monocytes is still really high, which is leading me to where I don't understand why the oncologist hasn't done anymore. He's a great oncologist, don't get me wrong, but that's usually signs of like leukemia and things like that. Saying that, don't freak out on me, anybody out there watching, because he did do a slide of my blood work back last year and didn't see anything in my blood. I do go to him this month, so I'm going to have him look at everything again and see if he wants to do another lab work or anything. He did not say anything about labs, I don't think. I'll find out when I go, but he did not say. So he's seen my labs. I guess if there's anything else going on, we'll know. But he's also seen my MRI, not MRI, my EEG and all that. So he knows everything's going on. But I do go to him on the 22nd. So if there's any additional information that I need to pass on to you guys, I will let you know. And as far as my EEG that I have done, I'll do an update on my health in March. So as of right now, that's pretty much it, I think. Any other updates that come along, I will do an update maybe like once every couple months or maybe once a month. As things happen, I'll do like another health update video to kind of keep you guys abreast of what's going on. Like I said, I do go to my oncologist this month. If there's anything new that they talk about, I'll let you know. I had my no breast, because I don't have breasts. I had my no breast exam last month and everything looked good there. So everything so far so good. I'm not considered cancer free until I hit my 5-year mark. I'm at Mark 3. I still have 2 more years to go, so keep praying for me there that I stay in remission, so I can hit that 5-year mark. Let's see, is there anything else? I don't think there is. I think that's everything. As far as the anorexia goes, we're still working on that. Everything still is okay. I'm still working on that as much as I can. I do a phone call with my therapist on the 18th. So we're working on that, and she's going to talk about this horrible seasonal affective disorder, because it's been really bad this year. So I'm going to talk to her about that, and that could be part of the reason I'm still kind of having some issues with my anorexia. I do have restricted eating anorexia, but I'm not counting calories anymore. I've done that for a long time, but I still am like 1 meal a day kind of thing. But I've done so much better, guys, and a lot of that is because of you guys, because I get on here and I talk to you guys and I don't think about food, where if I'm sitting at home, like for the past 3 weeks, I've been like freaking out because I haven't been able to like have a computer to upload, so I haven't been able to get on here and film. I guess I could have been filming the whole time, but then my card filled up, so I haven't been able to do that. But I've been focusing a little bit more on my weight, and it's been driving me insane. So I'm glad that I'm able to get on here again and talk to you guys, because you guys have helped me through a lot. So I want to thank you, number one, for always being there for me. For you guys that do check on me, I appreciate that so much. A lot of you guys know about my back, and you've been asking me how I'm doing about that. With my headaches when I was having really bad migraines, you guys check on me. You guys have just meant so much to me, and I wish you knew. You guys that are new, let me tell you, this channel has helped me so much. I started this channel talking about my breast cancer journey, and then I'm like sitting here putting makeup on one day, and I'm like, this really relaxes me. I'm just gonna start talking to the camera, and then it just kind of blossomed, and then I found subscription boxes, and it just kind of blossomed from there. And that's like my favorite thing to do, is get on here and unbox subscription boxes. That's like my favorite thing to do. And then I started doing giveaways because I got things in my boxes that I couldn't use, and that really became fun. So it kind of blossomed, you know. So for me to be able to get on here and share like parts of my life, like my health update, just means a lot. So thank you for taking the time. I say so a lot, just to let you know that. So thank you for taking the time out of your day to come on here and listen to me jab and letting me be able to share some things that's happening to me right now. And if I think of anything else, I'll write it in the description box. And don't forget to take some time out to read the description boxes, because I do put a lot of information in there. There's a lot of different links in there, and there are some affiliate links to let you guys know that. I'm trying some different products out and different companies out, and some of them have been gracious enough to take me under their wings, and I appreciate those companies so much. I've just been so excited of how far I've come in a short period of time. Actually, it's been like 2 years, but you know, in the world today, that's sometimes a short period of time, sometimes not. It just depends on who you are. And I've got a long way to go, but I know that I'm getting there because of you guys. It's you guys that have carried me, and you guys that will continue to carry me, and I appreciate each and every one of you so much. If you have not already become one of my lovelies, if you can consider doing that, I'd greatly appreciate it. So hit the subscribe, hit the bell notification wherever it is on the screen. I never know because I'm backwards. So, yeah, I'm backwards. But anyway, if you get the bell notification so you know when I upload again, I'd greatly appreciate it. If you like the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Stay safe and take care of each other. Take care of yourself, and come back and see me again. Thanks, guys. Bye.